You got it right this time. Thank you. Thank you, Henry. And of course, I want to thank CCG for the new book. And I'm, of course, very honored that I was invited to contribute. And I am even more honored to see with what brilliant writers and ambassadors I am in one book now. And that is certainly a highlight for me. You have mentioned Davos, and I think Davos shows that Switzerland has a very strong stand on international issues. The NSA meeting was the biggest so far, with 82 participating countries on Ukraine, and also on the other very burning issue, not the Ukraine conflict, the Gaza conflict. Switzerland is working towards a two-state solution and the release of the hostages. And Henry, that we don't only treat these topics in Davos or in Bern or in the UN, also us, we're currently on the SC, Security Council, but also in Beijing. And my last year ended with a visit of our special advisor for conflict settlement. And I was happy to be able to include a number of fellow ambassadors here and you, and also, of course, the Chinese ministries to talk about these conflicts. And we will start this year with the dialogue on UN affairs. And I think the topics in the UN Security Council are similar. But in my few minutes, which I will talk now, I want to focus on what is the core of the contribution in the book, and that is China-Switzerland relations. And these ties have been proven to be fruitful and stable, and have started this year with exchange between President Amherd, Swiss President this year, and Prime Minister Li Qiang last week. And Switzerland is having a strong stance in defending its interests and values, but we really cherish the open dialogue with China, and we offer China a possibility for cooperation and on bilateral and multilateral issues. In the book, we are mostly focusing on the future, but before focusing on the future, we have to see where we actually stand, what is the present. And there I must say that after the travel or COVID restrictions, however you want to call them, the bilateral relations were not just switched on like a light, but it took some time. And we are still working on rebuilding all the dialogues that we had with China. And it's taking us time to reconnect administrations, to reconnect people who are in charge of topics, but we're confident that we will be able to do that and really establish the key dialogues, very important for Switzerland, and also somehow a facilitator for other activities was that we had an interesting human rights dialogue with China. And the key topic is prison management. I hope we will be able to go on with this. But now in the focus are the strategic innovation dialogue. That's our dialogue between Ministries of Foreign Affairs, the Joint Economic Committee, and they're all to be scheduled and hold. And that shows, of course, that trade engagement is a very important aspect of our relations with China. These trade relations will just had an interesting element, and that is that the joint feasibility study on a possible upgrade for our free trade agreement has recently been finalized in the first days of January, and an MOU has been signed during Premier Li Qiang's visit in Switzerland. And this prepares the ground for negotiations on a modernized agreement by defining their scope. But also we have new topics like cooperation in finance. That's one of the new topics between Switzerland and China. And another rather new topic is that we are exploring trilateral cooperation in favor of developing countries. This is something which has also been flagged at the SITCA forum here in Beijing last fall. We will always remain a credible advocate for multilateralism, peace and stability, and respect for universal rights. And for this, we will use the big number of landmark events that we will have with China. And let me end with this, because this year we will celebrate the 10th anniversary of our free trade agreements entry into force. Next year, 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations. And in 26, the 10th anniversary of the founding of the Innovative Strategic Partnership with China. And as you know, such events always bring a very good opportunity to connect on many levels between your country and China. And you can use those years to give significance to many of the dialogues that you have. And I really hope that with this, we will overcome the, let's say, the difficult years for the bilateral dialogues, not for the relations, but for the dialogues. And with this, I want to end, and I want to thank you again for listening to my future milestones.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.